Can I ask you something? Are your projects starting to feel a little messy? Files are spread all over different platforms. You know a document exists, but now you gotta go hunting for it and you just don't really know where to find it. You're digging through meeting notes trying to find a decision made from 6 months ago, and leadership just keeps asking the same questions over and over and over again. And somehow, you're expected to have every answer on demand. Yeah, a lot of project managers are dealing with this right now. But what if I told you I could put an end to that chaos for good? There's a very simple AI workflow that lets you build a central brain for every project that you manage. And once you set it up, you can transform from being a reactive PM to a very proactive PM and an organized PM who's in complete control overnight. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to do exactly that, step by step. Give me a few minutes and I'll give you a system that can 10x how you manage projects. Let's get into it. As always, we like to start with the problem. Why do projects feel so chaotic? Well, at its core, project management is about controlling flows of information. And that seems simple, but in reality, that information is coming in from a lot of different places and comes in a lot of different mediums. Your project plan is in one tool. Your project management plan is in a different place. Emails, they're somewhere else. Team chats, they're in a different system. And documents are buried in a shared drive that looks more like a big salad bowl of Microsoft icons. There's also plenty of documentation created by your team members that you don't even see. That's probably why before every meeting, you're digging through folders, searching emails, scanning chats, rebuilding context, updating agendas, and really hoping that you didn't miss anything critical the entire time. And that's just not inefficient. That is risky. Because when information is scattered, details get missed. Work gets duplicated, decisions get forgotten, and you stay stuck reacting instead of leading as a project manager. And even worse, when the project ends or someone else leaves, the knowledge leaves with them, which means that the next project manager has to start from scratch all over again. And that is what we call the definition of project chaos. And I kind of hate to say this, but project managers make this situation worse. We're kind of like fingerprints. No two project managers work exactly the same. Everyone has their own systems per se. One PM might build a schedule in Microsoft Planner. Another uses Microsoft Project, while someone else is running everything out of Excel. Same thing with meeting minutes, right? One person is using Word, another person is using OneNote, someone else is documenting everything in Notion, another person may not be documenting anything at all and just lets AI document for them. So the point here is that even though we're all doing the same job, we're doing it in completely different ways, right? And that is where the problem actually starts. There's no real standard to how we work. So when a team gets used to one project manager's system and then a new PM comes in using different tools, different workflows, and different structure, it creates a bit of friction and confusion. And that over time leads to stress and impacts the project. And that's exactly what this system seeks to solve. It's a single source of truth that creates real consistency no matter who's running the project or what tools they prefer to use to capture information. We're going to create an AI system that can understand your documents, connect your conversations, recall decisions instantly, and evolve with you. And it can generate outputs based on real project context and your specific directions. Now, you may be saying to yourself, this sounds great, but where do I actually build this? And the simple answer is just choose your favorite AI platform. This concept exists across almost every major AI platform right now, but they just call it different things. At the core, these platforms allow you to create dedicated spaces of context, and that's really what we're doing here. Think of them like big folders, but just smarter in that you can query. They don't just store your information, they understand the information, and that becomes the foundation for this entire system. ChatGPT and Claude call them projects. Microsoft Pilot calls them notebooks. Notion calls them workspaces. Google Gemini allows you to integrate OneDrive folders, etc. The setups and the names may be a little different, but the idea is the same. We want to create a dedicated space where AI can gain context and understand everything about your project. So let's just make this real with a quick example. Then I'll show you how to actually build this in a lot more detail. We're going to use ChatGPT here. Let's say you create a project called Website Redesign Q2. Inside of that project, you're going to upload your project charter, you're going to add in meeting minutes, you're going to drop your stakeholder emails, and you're going to include your timeline and risks. Really, any documents that are appropriate and relevant to your project. Then you're going to give it instructions. Act as a senior project manager. Help me track risks, summarize updates, and prepare stakeholder communication. Don't make up any information and ask me questions if further context is needed. Now, again, this is a very high level, simple example of building the brain. But now AI has a real context to work from, which creates a different level of responses when you post your prompts. And once you set this up, you can start to ask AI very simple questions. What are my biggest risks on my project right now? What part of my plan seems to be the most unrealistic? And you could also give it simple queries, things like summarize last week's progress, draft updates for leadership, etc. Now the AI is going to respond based on your actual project context, not what it thinks you want to hear based on a simple prompt. And even better, project stakeholders also have the same ability to ask it questions, prompt for summaries, pull action items that they may be responsible for if you give them access to this. And that right there can save you tons of time every single week. Now, instead of saying, let me find that and get back to you, you can prompt AI for the answer. Instead of spending 30 minutes writing up an executive summary, you can just command the AI to do it for you in seconds. Instead of digging through past notes to rebuild context, you can just prompt AI to summarize the last 5 meetings. Now you're not going to be searching, adjusting, and scrambling anymore before meetings. You're actually commanding a system of information that serves as a source of truth for your entire project that not only you, but also your stakeholders can tap into. So now that we understand the value of this system, let's talk about how to actually build it. We're going to keep this very simple, 3 phases. Phase 1, we want to create the brain. First, we want to create a dedicated AI workspace, and to do this, again, we're going to use ChatGPT. I'm going to go to the left-hand side of our window and find projects, click create new project, and we want to name it very clearly. For this one, we're going to use Q3 product launch marketing. This is essentially our container for information. It's one space, one project, one brain. Second, we want to set it up with some instructions. This is one of the most important steps. If you don't tell AI how to behave, it's going to default to generic output. So you need to be very intentional here. You're essentially defining how this system thinks and communicates. Start with behavior and tone. So for example, use a professional but conversational tone. Assume the audience is leadership and stakeholders. Prioritize clarity and decision-making. Use bullet points for summaries. Then you want to make sure you add some guardrails. Do not make up information. Ask for clarification if context is missing. Use only documents and inputs provided. This keeps the outputs accurate and reliable. Now, this is just a basic setup. You can get as detailed as you want in here, and in fact, the more specific you are, the better the results. If you want the AI to operate a certain way, you have to be clear and very explicit about it up front. The second step here is to feed it the project intelligence. Now it's time to add in the context. Some key documents to include are your project charter, your timeline, your schedule, your budget, your risk register, your requirements, and your scope. Now, these are baseline project management documents, but you could also add in your PMO frameworks, institutional policies, contracts, statement of work, etc. Documents are very important, but most people are going to mess this part up because they only include those baseline documents. Real project context, though, lives in the conversations. So you want to add in additional context, but mostly conversational context. Things like meeting notes, decision logs, email threads, Slack, Teams messages, stakeholder feedback, Q&A, etc. This is the additional conversational context that AI needs to give a way more nuanced and accurate response. Now, once you upload your documents in conversational context, it's time to start testing. Ask the AI. Summarize the scope for me. What are the top risks on this project? Who are my key stakeholders? Engage its responses. If it's getting things wrong, you want to double check your documents to make sure everything's aligned properly. You may have information in one document that contradicts information in another document, so you have to make sure those are aligned. Final pro tip here. You can also have the AI ask you questions to build additional context that it may be missing. So, as you answer these questions that AI produces for you, it'll update its internal data to further tailor its responses. So that's sort of like the fine-tuning mode that I like to do once everything's done. Once you do this, you're ready to move on to phase 3. Phase 3 is to actually put this thing to work. Now you have a living system to work with, a real project management assistant that knows everything about your project and is ready to do real project work. So here are some use cases to consider. Before meetings, you want to prompt your AI to generate an agenda based on risks and blockers encountered over the past month. After meetings, you can prompt your AI to update the meeting minutes into a clear executive summary, categories of discussion, including next steps and action items for each category, and include the top 3 things that the team needs to focus on for the next meeting. AI will spit that out in seconds. You need to do a risk assessment. You can prompt AI to identify any risks that have escalated over the past month and update the risk register. Then create a risk assessment report pointing out the top 5 risks, our mitigation plans, and potential project impacts if those risks become issues. AI can do this in seconds. Need help building a test plan that just keeps getting delayed? Prompt AI to do something like this. Build 2 test plans for our application that considers all of the primary functional and system requirements. One test plan should be for end users. The other test plan should be for project team engineers. AI can do this, again, in seconds. Stakeholders have questions? Prompt AI to get the answers. Want to know who made a decision? Prompt AI to find out. Need to transfer project information over to another PM? Prompt AI to build a transition plan for you. The use cases are actually endless. Now, here's the key thing that everyone needs to understand about this. Your AI is only going to be as good as the information you give it. If you don't have the information or context as a project manager, you cannot expect the AI to have it either. So, this isn't a set it and forget it type of system. It has to be maintained and it has to continuously be fed new information. If something is missing in terms of context, go find it and add it, because this project brain should never become a static folder. It should always be a living system as long as your project is moving. You want to feed it consistently. New decisions, new risks, new meeting notes, changes in scope or direction, so that when you ask it questions, the answers reflect the current state of the project, not outdated information. That's how you keep it accurate, that's how you keep it useful, and that's actually how you stay in control as a project manager. So now, instead of searching, rebuilding, and rewriting, you're deciding, you're leading, and you're driving your project. So in closing here, there's a bit of a shift that you're going to need to make in order to make this successful, but I think it's worth it. Here's the bottom line. If you build this system and maintain it, you will separate yourself as an elite PM in your organization, because now you're operating with a level of control over information that most project managers just simply don't have. This isn't about the tools, it's how you actually operate those tools. This is the future of project management, and the people who figure this out early will be the ones who stay ahead. So, if you want more strategies like this, real-world, practical project management stuff, make sure you like and subscribe. We're in the field daily, and we're finding more efficient ways to work every single day. And that's what we do here, is bring them to you. And if you want to go deeper into project management knowledge, check the link in the description. We have an AI-focused project management training designed to help you actually apply this stuff in the real world. So take these tips, right? Set yourself up a project brain, see how it goes. Feed it context, iterate through, and eventually you'll get to the point where you have some pretty good standards to make this thing work for yourself. I've seen this work in my own organization, right? As you guys don't know, I manage a team of project managers, and a couple of them are starting to implement this into their workflows, and they're becoming a lot more efficient with what they're doing. So much so to the point that we probably are going to implement this across our entire PMO, right? So check it out, see what you can do. If you have any questions, let us know. Get back to us in the comments, and we'll reach back out to you. This is Lawrence at AIMPM. Thank you guys for tuning in, and we'll see you in the next one. Take care.